Hey everybody, welcome to Lipstick Radio Sound Booth. We finally made it in the house, okay?
Finally.
And we have the one and only, the most fabulous Shanell Red, who was definitely well worth the wait. As you see, she's really busy, so we've been trying to get her, and now she's here. And she ain't going nowhere either. She's going to be with Lipstick Radio for a minute. Right.
Thank you guys for your patience. Sorry I look like I've been running around all day. I have. So I'm here.
That is the look of a woman that's busy and entrepreneur and creator and running stuff. So don't apologize for that.
I know that's right.
And then we got Levon in the house hanging with us, a.k.a. Smiz.
Always. What's good?
All right,
Shanell,
Shanell.
what up, Shanell?
Oh, I'm beat right now. I'm tired.
I know that's right.
A lot of work trying to get stuff done for a photo shoot.
Work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very stressful, but you know what? We love it. That's what we live for.
Yes, we do.
Right.
So, Miss Shanell, girl, we're going to try it. You got so much. We really need like 2 shows for you, but we're going to try and wrap some of this stuff up, you know, in this one show, because you have such an impressive, I've got your bio right here. It's like, you know.
Nice.
Nice.
Did you say
Paperwork.
2 pages?
Paperwork.
Wow.
But I'm gonna start with, first of all, where'd you develop the nickname Red? Is that your favorite color?
No, it's because I'm light skinned. You know, when you light skinned, they
So
call
they
you
called you a
red.
red bone too? Because they used to call me
They
that.
call me red bone, orange bone, light
Not
skin,
orange bone.
yellow. But red stuck, so
Just ran with it.
with the red hair kind of makes a great combination.
Well, you know, red is power, so there you go.
There you go. There you go. Red is hot. Red is fire. Red is flaming.
Yes, it
So,
is.
you know, I wanted to talk to you about, let's start with, you know, when I learned about you a long time ago and the big draws thing. You know, we got to talk about big draws and how that name came about, because it got you a lot of attention, and it definitely got you into, I see, writing a lot for, who would you write for? Gosh, everybody. Faith Evans, Trey Songz,
Faith,
Destiny's Child.
Raheem.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started out writing poems. From poems, I went into making up melodies on my own, to matching those melodies to tracks, and then I was bit by the bug early. You know, started out rapping. I had a hit.
Oh, that's right.
To the hip, you know. So I started out rapping, and I used to sneak off to the club at 14 with grown folks like the Force MDs, Run DMC, Treacherous 3. I was a hip hop head, and my mother used to have to come look for me. But I got in the clubs because I was tall. I was big for my age, you know. So at 14, I was rocking out. By the time I was 17, 16, I was heavy in, you know, rap again, like I said, and it just trickled over into singing because I got a chance to see Angie B, better known as Angie Stone.
Right.
Love Angie B.
With her crew, and I liked what they were doing. I was like, "Ooh, I could do that too." So it went from rapping into singing, and actually, she was an inspiration, and we're actually cool friends. So she doesn't know that, but
You know now.
she was my inspiration to change from rap to singing. You know,
Wow.
and
It's
I
funny.
talk about all that in my book.
Book. What's the name of this book?
I haven't come up with a real good name yet.
Oh, so it's not out yet.
No, it won't be out till maybe May or June, around my birthday in June, because I still have a couple of chapters to go. You know, writing a book isn't easy because as you're writing, you forget stuff, and you're like, oh, sweat, I forgot about that. And you start putting that in there too. And then there are laws, just like there are laws to writing, there are laws writing music. There are laws to writing books. You know, you characters, you have to have their permission. So I can't say me and my homegirl Charlotta, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, you didn't have to put me in your book." I have to get permission to put her in a book. But like I was saying, music really, I got bitten by the bug early, and then I just started writing, and I've been writing ever since.
So you were the first female to be signed to do a deal with Warner Chappell Music.
Yes, me and my partner Tanisha, we were the first girl duo to be signed to a publishing deal.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Now, I heard also that you were the first to write for, or should I say, to ever record and vocally produce Uncle Charlie.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yep. He said, "You the first girl that ever recorded me."
Country boy.
But he was a joy. He was a joy to work with, and Bernard Bell was there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bernard Bell. Regina Bell's brother, amazing musician, producer. He was like, "Shanell."
Related to her.
He's amazing. He's like, "Shanell, you better get every take. Every time he sing, you better get every take." So we had a ball in there. He was just amazing because I love the Gap Band. So we were sitting there with him, and it trickled off into his solo project. And I'm sitting there with him and his wife, who doesn't really speak a lot of English, but she understands it's great music. And I'm vocal producing him. It was like when he sees me now, he say, "Big draws." He remembers the name. You know what I mean? So I thank you to KG and Balewa Muhammad for putting me in that situation, because they left me in a room with him by myself, and it was like, go for what you know. So I went for what I knew, and I had fun doing it. He was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, also you've written for Jaheim, Trey Songz, Faith Evans, and I'm sure a whole lot of others. But what was it like when you finally got your opportunity with Destiny's Child? I bet that was fun.
It was stressful.
Keep it honest.
In the beginning, because it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Me and Tanisha was asleep. So the phone kept ringing. Tanisha answered the phone, and she had a conversation. She was like, oh my God, Shanell. Destiny Child want to do one of our songs. And I was like, stop playing. It was like, we would still have sleep. So she was like, our manager at the time, Randy, they needed the lyrics. They needed the lyrics before 12 o'clock, and we didn't write the lyrics. So I'm going to leave it right there for a second and say to writers who's listening and watching, always when you're writing songs, you're doing songs, always do a lyric sheet.
Right.
Lyric sheets are important. That's where we learned the lesson from having a lyric sheet at that particular moment, because we had to run with our heads cut off and write the lyrics down, listen to the song and write the lyrics down, and then fax it over. We had to go drive around and find a Kinko's or Staples to fax the lyrics over so they could learn it, because they wanted to record the song. And by the time we got to the city, into the session, they were the stars, but it was like they treated us like we were the stars. You know, they was like, oh my God. Especially Beyonce. She was like, what were you guys thinking about when you wrote this record? This record, just like, I loved it, and coming from her, I was like, wow, but I didn't let her see that. I was like, oh no, we were male bashing that day when we wrote the song,
Which song was that, by the way? Which song?
Well, the first song was already written. We had originally written it for Tweet. It was called If, with a sample from Natalie Cole and from Inseparable. Instead of Inseparable, we named it If. So we used that sample there. And then while we were there, they wanted another song, so we did another song from scratch called Free.
Sweet.
It was definitely an experience, because I really thought they were going to be kind of stuck up, and they wasn't. We had so much fun. We talked, we laughed, we shared stuff. Destiny's Child was in there just being themselves. There wasn't no costumes, makeup, and hair all over the place. They were just sweatsuits, natural, beautiful, and we had fun. We all became really, really cool, and it was a great experience.
That is so awesome. I love to hear stories like that, and especially when people are down to earth, because you and I both know, working in the industry for many years, there's those really cool down to earth people that's about their business, and you know what, I don't have time for the diva stuff. Let's just get down to business. Then you got, oh my God, I need my coffee. Don't talk to me until I can't talk to you. I'm just like, for real.
I got those. Oh my God, I'm leaving. Y'all let me know when you need me.
Right. That's what I do. I'm like, I can't right now. It's like, well, do you know who I am? I need da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, yeah, I do, and you need to sit down along with these other stars right here, and I'll get to you in a minute.
I'll be like, no, do you know who I am and why I'm here?
Right.
I'm here to help you.
Absolutely.
You get those, and sometimes when you're a people person such as we are, you know how to treat people. You know how to react to them. You know when not to say something, when to say something. It comes with the territory, and it also comes with experience. Because I remember Tanisha used to always be the one to snap off, and I'll be the quiet one. Now I'll just be snapping off. It just changed because time is money, and money is time. And if these artists, if people are paying you to come in and do a job, we got to do the job.
Yep, absolutely.
Now
tell us a little bit about
stuff like that.
Let's move into a little bit about Writers Rumble and how that came about.
That's a very interesting story. I'm gonna make it as short as possible.
Okay.
I had a group called Spoiled Rotten, and I invested a lot in them. They were a white pop band of kids, 14 through 17. Amazing kids.
Dope.
They had their peers kind of on their back, and we ended up losing them after I invested a lot into them, me and my team. And it kind of took me to a place after all these years where I was just like, you know what, I'm done, I'm tired. I told my mother I'm going to go get a 9-to-5, and she was looking at me laughing. Like, what? And then
you knew that wasn't going to work.
Yeah. And then my partner, JJ, he was like, I told him, go home, go do you. You don't have to be around here anymore. Like, I just want to be regular. I was really torn, because we were so close with a couple of projects. And then, the devil just has his way of stepping in and making it crazy. And, sometimes you lose your momentum. And I had that moment. So when I went to sleep, I had a good sleep, and God, I'm really gonna say God woke me up that morning with Writers Rumble.
Yeah.
On my mind, like out of nowhere, the show, the idea, and I can truly say that was God that did that, because I really was gonna get a 9-to-5, and I called JJ in, and I told him. He was like, "Oh, she's back." Woo! And from there, it's just been a glory ride. God is good with the people that came on board. All the people on the show, people who just believed in me, the movement, and the reason behind the show, and they're still there. And it's going to be a great show. Shows writers, how to not drop the ball like me and Tanisha did. I felt at times our name was bigger than us, and we really had to be on top of our business. So this show is really to show people who want to be writers, who want to do this, what not to do, the mistakes, as well as the challenges, and just getting to know what the writing game is, because it definitely is a sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice and be eating oodles and noodles and tuna fish and sleeping on the couch, sleeping on the chair, sleeping on the stool, sleeping on the floor.
You mean like I am now?
Yes. At these sessions, really, like, if this is something you really, really want to do, you're going to look at this show and be like, wow, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to sacrifice? Because there are people who've been writing for years and just now getting a placement, 15 years maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it doesn't happen. For some, it happens overnight, and for others, it just doesn't.
See, and I'm glad you're bringing that up right now, because this is a good segue into my next question / discussion with you. Because Shanell and I had a wonderful conversation the other day. I felt like we was old friends because we could really, really connect.
We're secretly young friends.
Yeah. You know, we just stopped playing in the sandbox a minute ago. I got to pick the sand out of my nails right here. But
I had some on my feet.
But, you know, we were talking about, you know, both of our experiences in the industry, and we both share one of the biggest pet peeves ever, and that is when people give us music to sample and your intro sounds like your musician wants to have his own concert. You know, because it's nothing for like 20 seconds in the first part of the song, and you're just like, okay, I'm ready to. And that's what's going to happen. And I think Smith's had that same experience that he shared with me when he went and sat with someone and they were listening to the song, and it was just the intro's too long. I just turned it off. It's like, okay, well, you know, bring me something really ready.
They think this is the 70s and the 80s, back where y'all don't laugh. But it was like Boogie Night. Oh.
Right.
Remember the intro? The intro
long
was like
intro, 7-minute songs.
But you know what? Right now, because you know, with me having this radio station, it's like I get thousands of submissions every week, right? So we're going through this music, and if you would at least say something, even if you said Boogie Nights, Boogie Ass, Boogie something, that'd be cool. I get straight music, and some of it I wouldn't even like to call music. I'm sorry, I call it like I see it, but it's just nothing being said. So you don't know if, I don't know, did the song skip on beat, or I mean, I don't know. But
like, is it an instrumental?
That moves into what I wanted to ask you / discuss is what advice would you give these well, you know what? Let's do the advice last. Let's do this. Say, what do you look for when people say, or how do you feel? Because I get this one all the time. You know, hey, I got somebody for you. They hot. You got to listen to this. It's hot. Okay. It's hot. Let me hear it. And then, you know, it's like, okay. You quickly learn that obviously everybody's ear is totally different. Because some people say people have talent, and not to be disrespectful in any means, but you may have talent in other things, maybe just not this, because you're not on the level with your competition and your peers. So how do you feel about people coming to you, say, hey, yo, Shanell, I got somebody for you. You got to listen to this. You're going to like this, man.
Well, being
like,
out.
Are you hesitant, or it depends on who it is, you trust their judgment?
Well, I always let me hear it first. That's the first thing. But what I do is, because I've been an artist before, so I know how it is. I've been on both sides of the fence, so I have some compassion when it comes to that. But I also believe that in being honest, you know, if they're whack, I'm going to tell them. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes.
So, you know, being that I've been on the other side, I know how to relay the message. I'm going to need you to either put them in vocal lessons, or, you know, the advice that should be given.
Yes.
To make them either better themselves, and if they're horrible, it's just, this ain't for them. And I'll say that in a heartbeat. This ain't for them. You want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to lie to you? If you want me to lie to you, then I'm not the person for you.
Right.
Artist development.
Right. But I definitely, when it comes down to writers and producers, your intro needs to be short, because I've been in a lot of A&R meetings where those things do matter. The long intros, oh God, this song is like 15 minutes long.
Right.
You know, how long it takes to get to the bridge. So the important factor is to keep your intro short, bring the song right in, the important parts. First of all, the first half of 30 seconds, the A&R has already decided whether they want the record or not.
Absolutely.
Whether they like the artist or not. The first 30 seconds.
It usually takes me 15 to 20, and I'll know if it's a good song or not.
Sometimes I give it a little leeway because I've had a record where the intro was really whack, but then when it got to the song, I was like, oh, the song is out. You want to take that intro out? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you know, and I had the same thing, but and I have been wrong in some cases. Like, okay, this is a good song, but we need to edit this out or change it or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, I'm usually correct when I'm like, okay, this is not going to be good, because I'll listen to the entire song, but I've already pretty much made up my mind in the first 15 to 20 seconds of it. And some I can just hear like the first 2 bars of it, and I'm like, I like that. I know I'm gonna like that. I know where this is going. Because a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I get that too. The first 15 seconds, I know whether I really want to hear, but you know, then my second nature kicks in. Let me listen to it a little bit longer because it might be something dope in there. They just need to get rid of the long intro.
Exactly. And then too, I want to see, you know, what the artist sounds like too, because maybe I just need to get you with a better producer, better track. You know,
it is the producer.
Yeah, because you know, I was listening to a song that I have in rotation now. It's a really great song. I was telling Smith the other day. I said, you know, I play it because it's a good song. I said, but there's a slight when she changes from one chorus to the other. It's slightly raggedy right there, and I say I don't know what producer was in that booth, but I would have made her clean that up because she could have done it. She does it all through the rest of the song. So I don't know if it was late, everybody was tired, they're ready to go. I don't know, but I want to, you know, hell, if you're too lazy to do it or you lost your voice, hell, you can always auto tune it. Not auto tune, but you know, like auto pitch.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, as a writer, a producer, and an artist, you need to critique your material and make sure it's right before you put it out anyway.
Right. And most artists don't understand the relationship between producers and engineers either. Like, you have to be very instrumental in expressing how you want your project to sound with the engineer, or the engineer is just going to, you know, record you, give you a quick mix and send you on your way. And you'll think it's dope until you get around a professional.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, what advice do you have for indies? Like, whether it's a writer, singer, rapper, what advice can you give them in pursuing their passion and their dream? Because I know one of the things that I can say is they definitely can't have thin skin. You have to have a thick skin, and you have to, if this is really what you want, criticism is only going to make you better.
Right.
You can take it and go cry in the corner like a little baby if you want to. That's not going to get you to your goal. And I always bring up like Anita Baker, because she shares openly that people told her, this one producer, and he was pretty big, and he's like,
told her she was horrible.
Yeah, you're horrible, can't understand what you're saying, you'll never make it as a singer, forget it. Well, you know what? Anita Baker has a castle in Paris. I want to be
I love Anita Baker.
Okay. So what do you say, like, what's some of the best advice you can give people who want to, you know, like, for instance, all the listeners and indies that's on my station and throughout, you know, the U.S. and wherever, on how to pursue their dreams in this business?
First, I definitely say you like you said earlier, you definitely have to have some hard skin. Have to be persistent. Have to be able to take constructive criticism without getting all bent up and in a bunch, because believe it or not, even the best of the best, everything they write isn't the bomb. You know what I mean?
And then sometimes
study. I would say study. Definitely study music. All kinds of music. If you just want to be in one lane, guess what? That ain't gonna work for you. You want to be a writer? I believe writers can write anything from commercials to soundtracks, stuff for movies, you know. And again, going back to the Writers' Rumble, that's what the Writers' Rumble is. They're not just going to be writing records for artists. They're going to be writing records for TV scores, movies, jingles. You know, if you're gonna exercise being a writer, be an overall writer.
Right.
Absolutely.
Don't box yourself in just being okay, I just want to be an R&B writer, you know, or I just want to be a rapper writer, you know, like broaden your horizons. There's so much to write about and write to out here besides writing for artists.
Yep.
So I would say do your homework, study all kinds of music from country to pop, rock, R&B, just hip hop. Know your music. I get upset when I say, "Yeah, you remember Patrice Rushen? Who?" I'm quickly to point at the door. Get out. Get out while the door is closed. Walk through the door.
God.
You know. Oh, you don't know who Earth, Wind and Fire is. What? Get out. You don't know who Cyndi Lauper is. What? Get out.
Let me tell you, I was so embarrassed and irritated. The station that I'm on now, WGTS, I communicate with Jody Watley a lot online, and she's such a beautiful spirit, and she's somebody I've always loved. And so she shared with me that her daughter had just graduated, and you know, I was just like, oh my God. I said, okay, I'm about to make them shout you out on the radio right now and congratulate you. So then I told them to do it, and then the girl, now the guy knows, but the girl was like, oh yeah, and she says congratulations to Jody Watley. And that was it. It was like, cause she had no clue. I'm thinking, you in radio for real?
Right.
Like you want to tell
me how old you are. If you're in radio, you need to know your music. I know stuff from the 20s and the freaking 40s. So you know, but that's me. I love music. I've been playing instruments since I was 2. So, you know, and you know, when you start learning instruments at an early age, you're classically trained. So that helps out a lot with your ear as well, which is why I'm really hard on people in their arrangements. Their harmony, I look for that. You know, it's like, don't be lazy. Stop with that 2-part stuff. Where's the 3 and 4-part harmony? Let's hit some of those notes. Where's your minor chords? Come on, let's do something creative.
Right. Let's make some real music.
Yeah. So speaking of that, do you play instruments as well, or have you ever been trained?
You
don't need to.
Not a one. I know how to direct and tell them that don't sound right. Ask them more.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
But
that's because people don't realize that. My teacher used to get mad at me because when I was playing piano, when I was being trained, she would say, yeah, learn this, and then our lesson next week, then I want you to play it. I'm like, okay, cool. Because I play it through one time, and I memorize it, and I just be playing. The book is there. She would get so mad. Stop. You're supposed to read music. You got to read music. I'm like, but I heard it. I'm like, I can just play it. I don't. And so she was.
That's how Quincy Jones was. He never looked at the paper.
Yeah, I just think that's now, for me now, because it's been so long, I need the book. But she kind of discouraged that, and I think that that's a huge thing, and it's more talent to me when someone can actually play from ear. Like, what's that guy named? Bobby V? He taught himself how to play, and one of his band members gave him lessons, and so like within a year and a half, he's playing like he's been playing for years. You know, it's amazing.
You know what's crazy? That's what I expected Beyonce to be doing.
She probably does behind the scenes.
Excuse me, I'm tired. I expected.
She probably does behind the scenes. Who knows?
She doesn't.
Huh? No?
Now she's a 24-hour mom now.
Oh, well.
You know, I expected her to come back out now, learn it. She knows some piano. She knows guitar. You know, and she may fool us and do it later. But as an artist, when you're upgrading every year, you know, you should be learning more and more and more. You know, that's what I love about her. You know, she believes in
always reinvents herself.
Reinvents like R. Kelly. You know, despite his shortcomings, he's a great reinventor.
Yeah, he is.
Michael Jackson was a great reinventor.
Oh.
We miss you.
Nobody touch Michael.
Michael. He was in a class of his own, and he's amazing.
So, in closing, then, do you have anything else that? First of all, let's catch up with you. Where can everybody find you? your website, Twitter, all of that. Because I know I be tweeting you, but she don't be on that social media.
When I'm woke, you can reach me at and don't laugh because sometimes we be forgetting these things. Twitter, it's Big Draws with a Z, BigDrawzShayred, Big Draws Shanell Red on Twitter. On Facebook is Shanell Red, ShanellRed, 2 words.
About it. That's about it.
Those are the 2 main.
Wait. I'm wrong. Instagram is Big Draws Shanell.
Oh, you Instagramming? Okay.
Yes. I learned how to use Instagram. Woo, 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 woo.
Okay. That's what's up.
Instagram is Big Draws Shanell. Twitter is.
Yeah.
We just
Big
said
Draws Shanell.
I think it's Big Draws Shanell.
It is.
And then, thank you. And then,
I've been tweeting you, but somebody ain't been tweeting me back.
And it's Writers Rumbles too, though.
Yeah, and I have the Writers Rumble is Twitter. The Writers Rumble is also Instagram. The
Writers Rumble. Guys, remember, Writers is with a Z and not an S at the end.
It's the Writers with a Z Rumble at both Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yes.
And the website will be done, and it's writersrumble.com.
Now, is the show still on now, Writers Rumble?
Well, we're in the process of taping again. We're going to be taping in May in Cincinnati, Ohio. So we're having auditions out there. And then from Ohio, we're going to move to Chicago. And then from Chicago to LA. And from LA to
LA, hello.
LA.
And from LA to Atlanta.
ATL.
All right.
Shawty.
It's all right. I'll be flying here and there, peeking in. I'll be like, yo, I'm here. What's up?
It's going to be fun.
Girl, you got to get you some rest.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I apologize, you guys. I've been running. But I love it. This is the wide world of music and craziness.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out. I know you're so busy. Any projects you want to let everybody know about that you're working on now?
Working on Miss Nina. Nina is from Chicago. She's Spanish and Black. She's incredible. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's vocally amazing. We're going to be releasing her single in May, first week in May. We actually put a little snippet out for everybody to get a little piece of it, but it's called Candy Crush. And she's going to give people a problem.
You know you got to send it to me, Shanell. If I say, you got to hit my inbox with that.
Yes. I'm going to send it to you so you can play it.
And me. Don't forget.
I promise Smiz will get the exclusives.
Yes, thank you. I love it.
Y'all look at the Hip Hop Weekly. I'm in there. Mary Brown is in there, the judges from the Writers Rumble, and they're getting ready to do Taj Jackson and Steve Russell next in the Hip Hop Weekly. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations on all this wonderful stuff you've been doing, woman. I'm really proud of you. I was so excited to talk to you and find out more about you after having 2 pages of stuff. I know it's probably about 5 pages, but at least we got through 2 today.
Yeah, who sent you those 2 pages?
I did my own research, honey.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little more than that.
I know. I had to shorten it so that we can keep this short for you, being that you're on the East Coast over there. I still got sunshine. I know you ready to call it a night.
Yeah, man. What is it, like 75 degrees out there? Yeah, it must be because you got your little shirt.
No, that's because, you said the same.
I see a little shirt popping over there.
He said the same thing. I'm going to give you the inside scoop. This is what I put on.
Green looks good on you, and it has to be beautiful weather because if y'all can't see her shirt is popping.
Yeah, popping a bit too much.
I told her.
No, honestly, as soon as we get off of here, I'm about to put a turtleneck on and go meet my daughter for some happy hour drinks. So,
No, your daughter's gonna say, I'm gonna need you to take that off in the car because you can't get straight with a turtleneck.
No, it's actually pretty cold out here right now.
Okay, that's why they have a scarf. And when you get into the happy hour, you take the scarf off.
You know what? This daughter would be like, Mom, take that off. You know, you can show them. And then my other daughter would be like, Mom, cover that up. And then my son is like, Mom, what you doing? You're here, cover it up.
Yeah, they say that until the free drinks start coming.
Right?
And they be like, no, leave it alone, leave it alone.
I know I do get to have a lot of fun with them because a lot of people think we're friends or best friends or brother and sisters and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So I'll take that as long as I can get it, right?
Yep.
No. Before you go though, please tell them about that moment in history, man. Please tell them about the Joe Clark thing. I think people need to know that.
Oh, Eastside High School.
Yes, because that's history right there. Please let them know.
Well, I was in a Kennedy High School district, but I was going to vocational tech, State County Tech, and I wanted to leave tech. I thought it was real boring, but I didn't want to go to Kennedy because I knew everybody. So I wanted to go to Eastside. I wrote Joe Clark a letter and told him I wanted to come there and why I wanted to come there. And he agreed to let me come there. So I was like one of his little children.
Dope.
And he would walk around with that foghorn. See me, he'd be like, Mr. Irving, I need you to get to your class.
Lean on me.
And a lot of people hated him.
Oh, yeah.
But he was always great to me. Like my first boyfriend there, he knew him and the boy father. He called both of us in the office and had the talk with the protection and the babies and all that stuff. And I was like, oh my God. But he was like a father. You know, he was like a father who cared for his kids and wanted them to do right. And, you know, he wanted to make the school worth education instead of all the bad craziness that was going on. And I never had an issue out of him. He was very good to me.
I loved that story. And you know what's funny is when I first saw Lean on Me, I thought it was about my principal, Mr. Freeman. Mm-hmm. Because Mr. Freeman, they look alike. They act just alike. He walked around doing the same thing, but he was a little bit more controversial because not only did he have that foghorn in his hand, he had a big-ass long paddle.
Oh, wow.
And
Mr. Clark didn't go that far.
Oh, he would do it because he didn't have no security guards. It was him and maybe a couple of gym teachers because we had Centennial High right behind us, so that's where all the gangsters would come from. So sometimes they try to come on the campus. He got death threats. Everything that he went through in that movie, Joe Clark, my principal went through that more. People hated him. They were jealous. Some of their kids got kicked out, so then they turned against him. All of that stuff. I mean, it was so identical. It was amazing. I'm surprised somebody didn't do a movie on him.
Well, you know what the crazy thing is, too, you know, and just saying people in general, people are afraid of change.
Yeah.
You know, when they're so used to going through the same things, you know, dealing with Eastside. When Joe Clark came there, everybody was comfortable.
Yeah.
Joe Clark shook everything up.
Shook it up. He shook it up.
And he shook it up for the better, not for the worse. You know, just people that were comfortable. Those were the people who were thrown by him. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I can't chastise your kids at school, but you're gonna chastise them at home. So what's the difference? Only thing is, I ain't beating them. I'm just keeping them from being bad to themselves.
Right.
You know? Keeping them from getting in their own way. You know, and he wanted to see them graduate. I mean, that's what I got from him. From everybody else, it was a different story, but I thought he was amazing. He was good to me.
That's dope.
You know, and I never had an issue out of him.
I hope you put this in your book.
Know, and the guys in the bathroom, Riff, those are my people. You know, we all grew up together. I'm working with them right now. They were signed to a situation, and I'm about to help them get another situation. And we had good times.
That's awesome.
Oh, dope.
That's so awesome. Well,
There
Hope you
east
put it in your book.
Join with me. By thy side will stand. I know you know the song. Liz, I know you know it.
yep, I know it. I
I
didn't even
can't
go
sing
there.
though. I'm not a singer. I can't.
That's all right. A lot of people couldn't sing, but they were singing always.
Look, and I know that song, and I didn't
Don't
even go
you?
there. I just love that movie so much because it reminded me of my
Smoke
friends.
crack, don't you?
Anyway, you guys, we're going to get on out of here. You two hang on while we sign off live online. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Lipstick Radio's Sound Booth. Thank you so much,
Thank
Shanell,
you guys.
taking the time out of your busy, busy schedule to be with me.
Yep, I'm going to go to
Yes,
sleep as soon as
thank
we
you.
sign off.
I know that's
All right, you guys, stay tuned for next week's, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
Later, guys.